Ray. I do not know this Ray. Satyajit Ray, I think, made around 28 fiction films, feature length, in his lifetime, and of course, uh, many documentaries as well. I have seen most of them. But these stories, these new adaptations, completely shocked me because I am guilty, my lord. I have not read Satyajit Ray's short stories. I have seen all his films, and these films are humanistic, pure, pristine, of course, very dramatic, and it has a structure like a Western classical music. बट बहुत उतार चढ़ाव है, लेकिन ये क्या था, ये क्या था ये एक शॉक था मेरे लिए. ये मुझे बिलीव नहीं हो रहा था कि आई एम वॉचिंग रे, because these films were so spooky, so horrific, so terrifying, and these were horror films, psychological thrillers, comedies, but I was more taken aback by the darkness of these films and a lot of surrealistic images, a lot of dreams. Bunwell giving a competition to Bunwell and Dali. So the stories are being told and sets are being created and the stories are being conveyed through dreams and surrealistic images and horrific images. What a revelation! What a revelation, master! The genius word is understated. Mind you, I'm talking about the stories here, not the overall film making per se, but the films are also very well made by these directors, very decently made. Two are by Srijit Mukherjee, of course, and one is by the one and only Vasan Bala, Mart ko dard nahi hota, and one is by Abhishek Chaubey. Let's talk about the first one, which has Ali Fazal in the lead. And this is about a man whose memory is, everybody swears by his memory, that this guy has razor sharp memory, he cannot forget anything. And one day, one girl comes up to him and she says, we met at Ajanta, do you remember? And we had a great time, we spent so much of time together. And he says, we have never met before. And then slowly his doubts creep into his mind, and three of his friends, one is his private secretary, and two other friends plant in his head that he had been to that trip, and slowly his mind gets completely and he he loses it. He thinks that, oh my god, how could I forget this entire incident of 5 days, 7 days? How could I even forget it? There are pictures, there's documentary evidence, there is everything. And slowly he goes into a nightmare, and from there he never comes back. All these surrealistic images and surrealistic dreams he has, and slowly he is driven to despair and plunged into darkness. And these friends have extracted revenge from him, including his private secretary. And and there are sets have been built, and the resolution is told through these sets. And there is a sequence at Ajanta. The location is explored beautifully. So it's just brilliant and horrifying. The second episode is Bahrupiya, and that is played by K.K. Menon. And over there, the character is already mad. so, so it's a very dark zone, and there are a lot of sex scenes also in the film. I'm surprised. I have not read the book. Those who have read the book, please comment on the adaptation, and I'm going to read the book soon. This is just my reaction. So there are Satyajit Ray never used to like to film love making scenes, But there is the first kiss in Indian cinema in his film, first proper kiss. But he never liked to film lovemaking scenes. But this episode, so I don't know what he has written in the book. So it's a very dark episode wherein the character has a problem. He's a makeup artist, and also he is an employee in a regular job, demeaning job where the boss is insulting him all the time, and he has a panga with God. He has a problem with God, and he tries. Then later on, after he gets in his will a lot of money from his grandmother, who जिसकी विरासत में उसको ये सारा कुछ मिला है. She has taught him how to change the faces completely. It's a very imaginary world, full of imagination, which Ray creates. It's not his films, realistic films. That was another beauty. So yeah. So he tries to fool everybody, and then he tries to fool Fakir, and the Fakir is not fooled, and basically he wants to fool God, but he is adamant. And then the Fakir says, "Okay, you get what you want." So KK becomes the victim of his self-inflicted curse. Then his face doesn't change, and his face remains the face of a killer. So this second episode has supernatural elements, dark elements, and then you move to comedy. The third episode is a story of two kleptomaniacs, Manoj Bajpayee and Gajraj Rao. These two guys, the story of two chores, two kleptomaniacs. So Ray teaches you as you go along. A lot of things he teaches you. You get a lot of knowledge. Suppose if you do not know what a kleptomaniac is, then after watching it you would know that okay, a compulsive चोरी करने वाले को kleptomaniac बोलते हैं. It's really very interesting characters, and in this also the one of the characters, Manoj Bajpayee, he is a poet. वो मुशायरा में शेर व शायरी करता है, तो जहाँ भी जाता है उसको लगता है महफिल सज गई है. He imagines an audience in front of him, and he starts talking to a imaginary audience, whether it's at a railway station, whether it's in a toilet. So very lovely, interesting story. And of course, the fourth and final segment is by Vasan Bala, and Vasan Bala is one of the most talented Hindi filmmakers we have today. And he starts with a quote by Ray himself that there is always room for improvisation. So this stars Harshvarrdhan Kapoor and the lovely Radhika Madan and the fantastic Chandan Roy Sanyal. So Harshvarrdhan Kapoor, and this is called Spotlight. He is a very insecure star and who always wants the spotlight on him. But there comes Didi, God woman. And Satyajit Ray always has a fascination with these godly men and women. Most of them are frauds basically. But over here, a very interesting Didi, a god woman, and she takes away all the spotlight from him. And then in the end, they have a interaction, and then finally how is he redeemed. So it's a beautiful film and very well directed by Vasan Bala, and he has taken in the production design the theme of blue. There is a blue. I have just seen it once, but if you see it again, then I was just skimming through, you will realize there is blue in all the shots, in all the frames. And one beautiful shot I remember, there is a small girl looking at him, and there are like blue crystals flying in the air. Of course, वो जो कागज़ का उड़ाते हैं उसको पहले शॉट में दिखाया था, and then you see like crystals flying in the air. So yeah, the Vasan Bala is a very good director. Ali Fazal is a very good actor. Yes, I have seen him since I have noticed him since Bobby Jasus, and he was very good in that as well. And over here also he is just fantastic. Be it Mirzapur season 1, season 2 I have not seen. So this guy is fab. KK is as good as usual, as he normally is. He has got a standard, and but Ali Fazal is exceptional. So, and number three, we have Manoj Bajpayee. Oh ho ho, Manoj Bajpayee is just superb, and the other actor, Gajraj Rao, is also brilliant, and Manoj Bajpayee is a darling, be it first Satya or Aligarh, so he's superb. And the fourth one is Harshvarrdhan Kapoor. Fourth story has he's decent, and Chandan Roy Sanyal is in character. He's very good, superb as the manager of this star who always wants to be in spotlight, and he has to manage him like a kiddo. So Chandan Roy Sanyal is very good actor, and he's also very good. But we also have the lovely Radhika Madan. Oh, what a nice actor! What a nice actor! She was there in Mard Ko Dard Nahi Hota, and she slips into the role of a godmother effortlessly. Effortlessly, you know, how can a young girl of maybe 25 something play a god woman? But superb. And this Vasan Bala and Radhika Madan, I think, have a chemistry going on between them, actor director chemistry, of course. You know, directors need actors whom they can look up to, whom they can mold, whom they can love, whom they can, you know. So then it's the two way around. Actors inspire directors, directors inspire actors. Now there is a sequence, surrealistic sequence in Nayak, Satyajit Ray's film starring Uttam Kumar. Uttam Kumar was a big star, Bengali star, and Satyajit Ray and Uttam Kumar never worked together in many films because, of course, Satyajit Ray was also a star. But in Nayak, Uttam Kumar is there, and there is a fantastic surrealistic sequence which I remember. Uttam Kumar is dreaming, sleeping on a train, on a sleeper berth. He has to travel like that for some reason, and then he is in a maze of money, and there is money everywhere, and the money is flying in the air, falling from the air, and eerie music by Ray, and he throws up all the money in the air. He's like, you know, splash of water, and then slowly the telephone starts ringing. It's a very long sequence, and there are hands coming out of the telephone like skeletons everywhere, telephones and hands and skeletons. And then finally he gets sucked into the money pool, you know, like a daldal, like a swamp, and he's pleading for help to his senior colleague who's all in makeup, and he gives his hand, but actually he doesn't give it completely. He withdraws it, and he's sucked into the pool. So yeah, there's the surrealistic sequence in Nayak. Now there is a problem shot. Yeah, there is a problem shot in the series Ray. The first shot of the film where the camera follows the back of a woman. I don't think Satyajit Ray would have taken this kind of shot ever. Not because he has not shown the woman from the back. There are a lot of shots of Charulata and Charu walking. Madhavi Mukherjee has worn transparent blouses in Mahanagar. But the camera angle and the magnification which is used, I don't think Ray would have used this kind of magnification and angle, and you know, yeah, so I think that is a problem shot. But overall, Ray is a good watch, fun watch, fantastic watch, and of course this is just my reaction. I haven't seen it twice, not analyzing in detail, but just giving you my surprise, my shock at Ray's stories and his oeuvre, if that is the right pronunciation, of work. It's a great body of work, and now we are so immersed in his films, and now there's so much to explore, you know, the kind of genius he was.